Okay, let's look at this set of questions. Why do we touch strangers so much? A history of handshake offers clues. So let's look at the passage. Let's look at the question. Number one, shaking hands is an indicator of hospitality. Okay, shaking hands is a keyword here. Indicator, then hospitality. Look at it. Paragraph A. There's a lot that can be conveyed in a handshake, a kiss, and a hug. Throughout history, such a greeting was used to signal friendship. Wow. Indicator of hospitality. Hospitality is a paraphrase for friendship. Can you see that? Hospitality is a word, is a paraphrase for what? Is a paraphrase for friendship. Look at it. Can you see what is at the bottom of my screen here? Hospitality. Noun, the friendly and generous reception. Okay, that's what Google is telling me. Friendly and generous reception of what? An entertainment of guests. So that's it. So this number one is what? Is true. Is fully supported. Can you see paraphrasing? Friendship, hospitality. Next one. Evidence shows that the handshake started as a sign of peace. The handshake started as a... So let's see, how did it start? Start is a keyword here. Started. Then sign of peace. So throughout history, such a greeting was used to signal this. Touching stranger, however, can also transmit disease. Okay? France has warned its citizens to pause their famous cheek kisses across the world. But with history tracing back to thousands of years, okay? Paragraph B, a popular theory on the handshake origin is that it began as a gesture of peace. It began as a gesture of peace. Grasping hands proved that one was not holding a weapon, and shaking them away was to ensure that the partner had nothing hiding up their sleeves. So far, there has not been any reliable evidence to prove this assumption. Look at this thing. This is a very tricky one. If somebody reads this particular, this first line, a popular theory on handshake's origin is that it began as a gesture. If you read that and then you stop, you are most likely going to pick true as your answer. But if you continue reading all the way till this point where they wrote evidence, notice that in the question they wrote evidence showed that evidence. So what we just saw in paragraph B, the first sentence is they just wrote popular theory. We didn't see the evidence. But we now see evidence here. So far, there has not been any reliable evidence to prove this assumption. So there's no evidence for it. So what do we pick for number two? Number two is false. There's no evidence. Number two says evidence showed that. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. So what the answer is going to be what? False. Number three, when shaking hands, people often rolled up their sleeves. Okay, let's go back to the passage. So I can see sleeves here. Grasping hands proved that one was not holding a weapon, and shaking them away was to ensure a partner had nothing hiding up their sleeves. Nothing hiding up their sleeves. When shaking hands, people often rolled up their sleeves. This issue of rolled up is not in the passage. People often rolled up their sleeves. It's not in the passage. Rolled up. This part that says rolled up. So number three, I'm going to go for what? Not giving. There's nothing to support that part that says rolled up. Number four, the use of a handshake in different situations can be unpredictable. Unpredictable is a keyword here. Then different situations is also a keyword for me. So I'm looking at the passage now. From that place where you saw sleeve, let's just continue from there. So far, there has not been any reliable evidence. Throughout the ancient world, the handshake appears on vases, gravestones, stone slabs, in scenes of weddings, gods making deals, younger warriors departing for war, and the newly dead's arrival to the afterlife. In the literary canon, it stretches to the Iliad and Odyssey. Okay? Unpredictable. I've not seen this thing that says unpredictable. The handshakes catch all utility used in friendship, romance, and business alike. Makes interpretation difficult. That's it. Makes interpretation difficult means something cannot be predicted. You can't predict what it means. So number four is going to be what? True. Number four is what? Is fully supported. It's true. Interpretation is difficult means that what? The handshake, how people use the handshake in different situations is difficult to explain, difficult to interpret, difficult to predict. So, number 4 is fully supported. Number 5, in America, handshakes became prevalent because they represented equality. Okay, equality is a keyword here. America is also a keyword here. I can see America in paragraph C. In the passage, you can see America here. It is likely that a handshake's popularity was propelled by the 18th century Quakers. In their effort to eschew the hierarchy and social rank, they found the handshake a more democratic form of greeting to the then common bow, courtesy, or hat doffing. In their place, Quakers put the practice of handshake extended to everyone, regardless of station. Oh, that's it. That's true. Number 5 is true. Number 5 is true. Regardless of station. In other words, they said they create a situation where people would shake anybody regardless of their status. So number 5 is true. Number 6, 2015 is a keyword for me. A research conducted in 2015 showed that exactly 25% of participants spelled their hands after a handshake. Okay, let's see. 25% is a keyword here. Take note of that word, exactly. Exactly. Then 2015 also is a keyword. So I'm seeing 2015 here in the passage. Researchers in Israel filmed handshakes between hundreds of strangers and found nearly a quarter of participants sniffed their hands. Nearly a quarter. Can you see that is different from exactly? A quarter is 25%. A quarter is 25%. But when they say nearly means 23% or 24% or 24.5%. But in the statement, they wrote exactly 25%. Can you see contradiction there? So number 6 is going to be what? Number 6 is going to be false. Okay? Number 6 is going to be false. The passage says nearly. Number 6 says exactly. So contradiction. Number 7. People often smell their hands to spot poisonous chemicals. So let's see. That's the same place where they wrote that people sniffed their hands. From this place here. They theorized that a handshake might be unconsciously used to detect chemical signals and possibly as a means of communication. People often smell their hands to spot poisonous. I didn't say poisonous in that place. I'm looking at it again closely. In a 2015 study, researchers filmed handshakes. That issue of poisonous did not show up there. So, number 7, I'm going to pick not giving. Not giving. Not giving. Okay? Number 8. Now, gap filling questions or summary completion question. The instruction says, choose no more than 3 words and or a number. Okay? In the past, Christians used cheek kisses in dash. So let's look at the passage. Paragraph D. The kiss as greeting has a similarly rich history. It was incorporated into early Christianity. That's Christianity. And used in religious ceremonies. How many words are we to write? Religious ceremonies fits in. The instruction says 3 words. So we just put religious ceremonies. Religious ceremonies. Okay, next one. In the Middle Age, the kiss as a greeting was used to show dash. Okay, Middle Ages is a keyword here. I can see Middle Age here. In the Middle Age, a kiss was used as a sign of fidelity. That's our answer. Fidelity. Number 9 is going to be what? Fidelity. Fidelity. Fidelity is going to be what? Number 9. Then jump to number 10. In Rome. Okay, number 10. It is common for people in Paris. Paris is my keyword here. Common for people in Paris to exchange something. So let's look at the passage. What does it say about the Paris? About people in Paris. In Paris, 2 kisses are common. That's our answer. 2 kisses, to exchange 2 kisses. 2 kisses. Instruction says no more than 3 words. So 2 kisses fits in. The standard is 3. Can you see that? 2 kisses. The standard is 3 in Provence. In Provence, expect 3. That is 3 kisses. Expect what? 3 kisses. And 4 is the norm in Loire Valley. All right, let's go on. Next question, number 11. You see the way I'm jumping, I'm not wasting time. People believe that in the 14th century, that's my keyword, so let me go to the passage. You can see 14th century here. Okay, the question says, in the 14th century, the cheek kiss might have been paused and it remained so for dash. Okay, in the 14th century, la bise, that's the name given to the cheek kiss. Look at it here at the beginning of the paragraph. A swift cheek on the kiss. Look at the beginning here. A swift cheek on a swift kiss on the cheek known as la bise. So la bise may have been paused, may have been stopped, and was not revived again until 400 years later. That's our answer, 400 years. It remained so for 400 years. 400 years. It remained so for 400 years. In 2009, due to dash, cheek kisses were stopped for a while. So my keyword here is what? 2009. I can see that here. La bise was temporarily paused as swine flu became a concern. That's our answer, swine flu. Swine flu. Swine flu. Swine flu. Next set of questions. Question number 13. What did French health minister advise people to avoid to prevent the spread of the corona? So French health minister, okay, so French health minister advised against it. Against it. Against what? La bise. Most likely la bise. Okay. Let me read it towards the end. Advised against it as the coronavirus increased. Now look at what it says. The reduction in social contact of physical nature is advised. That's it. What did French minister advise against? That's it. Social contact. Social contact. That's going to be our word. Social contacts of a physical nature. Can you see? Reduction in social contact. So our word for number 13 is going to be what? Social contact. Some people might think that the answer is going to be la bise, but I think social contact is more appropriate. Social contact. Because we are quoting from that man's words. Okay? That includes the practice of the bise. So, social contacts. All social contacts, including la bise. So if you pick la bise, that means you are limiting it to just one of the many different types of social contact. So you see social contact is more appropriate. Then number 14, what can be transferred from a handshake? Okay, what can be transferred? Let's see. I can see handshake here as a greeting to signify that the other person is trusted enough to share germs. Share is a paraphrase for transfer. So the answer could be germs, but let me read on. Agents of bacterial transfer. Cited early studies showing that handshake could easily spread germs. Germs, that's going to be our word. Germs. I'm going to write germs. G-E-R-M-S. Germs. It could be germs or it could be bacteria. Any one of the two. Germs. Germs. What can be transferred from a handshake? Germs. Okay? Another person might write bacteria. So, but then let's submit and see what my score would be. Wow. I got 12, 13 correct. One is wrong. Which one is wrong? The last one. Oh. It said germs or bacteria. Germs or bacteria. Alright. That's okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe you understand my analysis and my explanation of this particular passage. So go through it again, listen closely to my explanation, pay attention to how I tracked the answer, how I identified paraphrases and analyzed the thing, and practice more questions like this. Okay? Thank you very much.